passing. G, you alluded to it earlier. Last night, Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen did something we have not seen happen in a long, long time. Steve, take their stats. Both of them had 20-plus points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists for Jarrett, 7 assists for Evan Mobley. That hasn't happened in a long, long time, guys. The last time it happened was Tim Duncan and David Robinson in 1998. We're talking about elite company for the performance of the two Cavs bigs last night. And the passing at the end of the game, Oklahoma City said Darius and Donovan aren't going to beat us. We're going to force one of those two bigs to make quick decisions in the short roll. And Jarrett and Evan both came through in the biggest of ways. G, what was the most impressive?
With your headphones instead of mine.
Yeah, he turned. Listen, do not ever let Jay Crawford see that.
Is that good?
He'll turn everything down. He'll be like, get out of here. You can talk to me.
So, Jay, what was the most impressive part of the closing minutes from Evan and Jarrett last night?
I like after the game, Jarrett. I like the fact that he acknowledged. When you're playing with two bigs, people talk about, and we said that two bigs couldn't play together. And I'm going to be honest with you. I said the same thing, that I don't think they could play together. And Jarrett Allen said there was some growing pains. There was growing pains in learning how to have spacing, learning where each other was at, learning how to get each other the ball in the spots that they like it. That was something that I thought was fascinating because it shows that they had to work on that too. Yesterday, I just looked at it and I thought, if you're going to try to guard the Cavaliers, right, and you want to get the ball out of Donovan Mitchell's hands, which I think they did a really good job of doing, and then sometimes when you have bigger guards on Darius Garland, it was a little bit difficult for him to get the ball up court at sometimes. But here's the thing that makes the Cavs devastating now is because when you watch them, they're always trying to outlet the basketball, and when they get the ball in the high post, it's a triple threat. They can shoot the elbow jumper, they can drive to the basket and cause havoc, or they can look weak side and throw the lob. When you got 2 7-footers doing that, and you doing that with guys that are trying to guard you that are undersized, it's going to be a problem. And at the end of the game, you saw Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen not only say, okay, we can hold our own and not sit in the corners and look around, but we can control the ball, we can control the pace, and we'll work inside to inside. And a lot of teams don't do that. That high-low action is devastating because when you get the ball within 10 feet, 5-10 feet of a basket, you're in trouble. And so they did turn the ball over, Dustin. They were making the right decisions. And even the decisions with all right, should I pass the ball or should I get all the way to the rim? And I thought Evan Mobley showed his aggressiveness. And before, there was some of those shots he would have just thrown it up and wasn't ready to shoot. But the way they finished down low, shooting 60, 70%, they passing the ball.
Over 70 between them.
That's wild.
Yeah.
If they play like that, no other team is playing two bigs like that, and that's going to be a major advantage.
And I think that's what it is when you – first of all, the league is in trouble because they never wanted Evan to be what he is. Evan finally is got to where everybody thought he potentially could be. He's actually hit that stage.
Did you hear what they said on the broadcast?
About what?
That what Giannis said a few years ago?
No, what Giannis said.
On the broadcast, if you missed this, I don't know if you heard it.
I heard it,
yeah. I can't remember who said it. It might have been Doris Burke.
Yeah.
She said, I think it was, she said that she spoke to Giannis, I think she said 2 years ago, about Evan Mobley, and that he said to her, I think he might be better than me at some point.
He said he could be way better than me. All it is, you got to put the work in.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
I said, since he got good like this, it's because everybody in the league, everybody say that the NBA is unwatchable because all you see is them jacking three. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. And it's funny that the Cavs kind of hit the time machine and went back to 80s basketball. They're passing the ball a lot. They're rolling two bigs. And G. Bush is right. All these teams got 5 guys that can shoot the rock. But when you got 5 guys shoot the rock, you ain't got 2 7-footers on the court that's shooting the rock either. Yeah. So what's happening is now you getting, when that ball does get into the high pickup, you got a smaller dude on him. Self-consciously, the big is saying, I got to help there. He checking Evan. I got to slide over and help.
Yeah.
So now you're forgetting about Jarrett, and he just backdooring and catching oops because it's just there. So That's, to me, is why the big passing is so effective, because nobody has matched the personnel of the Cleveland Cavaliers that can actually withstand. Bigs don't feel comfortable being on the perimeter. You got to actually check Evan on the perimeter. And McNuggets had a great tweet this morning where he was like, Evan 1,000% last year would shoot a fadeaway shot right here. Evan is putting the ball on the ground, crossing you over, going to the cup. And as a big, I'm telling you, you get nervous.
Yeah.
You get nervous in them situations.
This is the play Tyvis is talking about, by the way. He 100% takes a fade. This is for the game winner, or the game clincher. 100% takes a fadeaway in that spot last year.
Right into his chest.
He took it right to his chest.
Right to his chest. No shot blocker. I'm gonna finish in your face.
And make you feel it.
Dustin, what do you got on this? The two big guys.
I mean, it's unlike anything we've seen in the game right now. To be able to have these two guys who are so versatile, so talented. I mean, Mobley has added the outside game. He's added everything to his game. Like you said, man. Like when we drafted Evan Mobley, there was a whole like, hey, what's this guy's ceiling? What's his floor?
Right.
And his ceiling was always like this Bosch comparison.
Yeah.
And can this guy become sort of like this outside shooter? I mean, people keep saying about Giannis, like if Giannis could develop a 3-point game, then he'd be a game changer too. But Mobley has done it. Allen's always been a great player. I just think this year, for whatever reason, his confidence seems to be up, and both these guys are playing at an extreme high level of confidence. I think the coach deserves a ton of credit.
No doubt.
I think this team deserves a ton of credit for gelling together. They have learned to play together. There's more than one way for them to win a game, depending on who's having a good night, who's having an off night. Our bench seems to play so well together. They step up at the right times. They sort of ham and egg it at times, but that's okay. There's more than, like I said, more than one way to win a basketball game, and this team is proving it. And I'm telling you right now, any team in the league right now watches the Cavs or talking about the Cavaliers right now, they should be scared, because the Cavaliers are a team that absolutely can win a title.
Especially after last night.
Yes.
I think
last
if you
night
had any
cemented it.
doubt at all about this team, last night put that to bed. And here's the thing. I think we've talked a lot about Evan Mobley's outside shooting, which obviously is significantly improved. He's more confident when he shoots it. But to me, the most important aspect of his game that has changed is something all you guys have alluded to, but I want to drill down on it more. It's the fact that he is willing to take the ball from the top of the key or the elbow and go to the basket. And, because that, as you said, Tyvis, makes the big guys uncomfortable. What happened to Hartenstein? Had a great game, but he was in foul trouble. Mm-hmm. He couldn't play as aggressive defensively later in the game because he was in foul trouble. And Evan Mobley, especially with Evan Mobley, because Jarrett Allen's not really taking the ball from the top of the key and going to the basket. He doesn't
have the skill set like Mobley does. Mobley can take it on the dribble and really, really make you uncomfortable.
Yes, and what did we see? Almost every time he did that, double team, somebody cutting,
Foul.
usually Allen, either a foul or pass to Allen for an easy dunk, because who are you going to double off of? You're going to double off of Allen. And Evan Mobley has become, I don't know that his assist numbers are that much up from last year, but he seems like a way better passer than he was.
Mikey McNuggets, what
both of them playmakers.
This Cavaliers team, I'm just curious, because obviously they shoot a lot of threes, they make a lot of threes, but how many buckets are they getting in the paint or around the because like they're taking the high percentage twos, right? And when they double team, and you mentioned it, Adam, and you can kick off to Allen or kick it to Mobley, vice versa. Those are high percentage shots.
Absolutely.
Just as an open three is for this team too. So like it's not like they're taking a lot of bad shots.
Not at all.
I'll look up the rankings in terms of
I'm just curious.
The paint and stuff, but with the big passing, Steve, take this video real quick. When teams try to blitz the pick and roll, this is what Allen and Mobley have gotten so good at this year. When they catch right there, you're in a no-win situation. You leave him wide open, you help from the wing, leaves it open three, or in this case, they're now doing this little back cut with whoever the other big is, and that's how you get the first dunk. This was the game-winning or game-sealing bucket from Evan, but they ran this play 4 or 5 times last night, mostly in crucial situations. You'll see it rotate again here, but get the ball inside, and your help's coming from nothing. The fact that they're both willing and advanced level passers from that short roll is the biggest area of growth, in my opinion, for how Evan Mobley has unlocked the rest of this offense.
Think about it. If you double team him, then the other guy's open. If you don't double team him, he's just going to go to the basket on you in terms of Mobley.
And if you don't blitz the screen, which some teams are much better at, some teams don't believe in it.
Yeah.
then you're putting your guard defending Darius or Donovan in a severely disadvantageous position because they're 35 feet from the basket, fighting around a screen, trying to stop Donovan and Darius from getting downhill, which they're both near the top of the league.
Draymond Green used to do that same play with Moody.
He's the best of all time at it.
McNuggets.
He used to kill people with that. I'm like, can you stop this? And they're like, no, actually you can't because Clay and Steph are out there, and you can't help off them. So
that's what I want
to
know, McNuggets. If you was coaching, like, what would be your counter to this? Like, if you was OKC,
it's a pick your poison. And OKC made the decision last night that we'd rather live with 2s than 3s against Cleveland, which this season Cleveland's shooting 40% from 3.
And maybe in a 7-game series it would work.
And maybe
for
it pans out more.
Last
night it didn't work though.
They
And
got
the Cavs,
juiced to death.
and specifically the two bigs, made Oklahoma City pay for their decision to not help on the baseline big and stay out on the corners. The thing is, if you go help on the baseline big, that leaves Dean Wade, who made 3 threes last night, or Max Strus, who made 5 threes last night, or Karis LeVert, who's top 10 in the league in three-point percentage, wide open on the backside corner, which, as I mentioned before, Allen and Mobley are both really good passers from that spot. They had 13 combined assists last night, guys.
Yeah.
That's more than Darius and Donovan had combined. Think about that.
Yeah, and what's funny, that is amazing, and what's funny is the core 4 actually shot, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, the core 4, I know Allen doesn't do it, but the core 4 was terrible from behind the three-point line, right? The rest of the team must have shot 60% from 3.
Mental math, 2 for 7 plus 2 plus 6 is 4 for 13 plus 0 for 3. They were 4 of 16 from 3.
I think that's 4. Okay, and what was the rest of the team? So what were they total from 3?
15 to 36, 42%. Max Strus 5 for 6, LeVert 2 for 5.
That means they were 9. What'd you say? How many threes did they hit?
They hit 15 threes.
So that means they were 11. The rest of the team shot 50% from 3.
Yeah, Dean Wade 3 of 4.
Yeah.
And Strus 5 of 6 were the two big 3-point marksmen.
And guess what? The scary part about it is, we go back to the original topic.
Yeah.
We talking about all these stats and dudes doing this.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell had like 4 points or something.
Nothing.
Like so.
And one field goal, I believe, in the first half.
So he's not gonna play games like that. So if you're trying to guard the Cavs, you're gonna say, okay, well, we made them hit 2-point shots, and they just proved to you that they could beat you inside by just giving you buckets inside.
Yeah.
And if you want to switch it up, they can hit threes.
Yeah.
It's whatever you want to do, bro. We got it.
And as much as I respect the Thunder, if SGA had a game like that, like Mitchell did last night,
lose by 30.
The Cavs would have won by 20, 30 points.
Yeah. Easy.
Right. Last thing, Mike, I think is even you who knows basketball better than the rest of us, you played in college. You didn't think it could work with 2 big guys initially.
No, I had my hesitations, and I don't
think anybody thought it could.
I have been proven wrong thus far, and I could
we're all
not be more
happy about
happy
that.
to be wrong.
Yeah.